What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and yes, I am changing my team again, but this time you guys are going to like what I did. Many of you guys caught a sneak peek of it in the previous video, but pretty much what I decided to do was I decided to make sure that my team was going to be super fast. Now, remember this, right? If Calvin Johnson is released, that's going to cause a problem for what I'm doing right now, depending on what his speed is, because he's a Lions player. So pretty much what happened was, I wanted to make Randy Moss as fast as possible. So I'm like, you know what? We put Sprinter on him, all right? That was the one thing. And then it's like, all right, he played for the 49ers, so why don't we try to get the 25 players for the 49ers to add that extra speed, which is what we did. So we were able to put together 25 players additionally to get that, strength, jump, agility, acceleration, and speed, which kind of just boosts the team tremendously. It makes them insane. All of them. If you were able to get the newer Kittle, he's pretty much wild at tight end with that speed, and it's really crazy. Now, the 49ers, in my opinion, is one of the easiest teams to do it because so many people play for the 49ers that are currently available in the game. You just have to go through and find them and figure out what's happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys exactly what happened and how I did it. And then, pretty much I'm going to go through the stats and explain to you again why it's so important for me changing my team this way and why you guys are going to be like, all right, yeah, I see what he did this time. Like now, usually he's just going wild, but yeah, he kind of made sense with this one. Most of you guys will say that. All right, so look, pretty much we had to change Larry Allen to 49er Chem, and then all of our backups were 49er Chem, okay, because we still need our starters to be, pretty sick. I took the lower level guys because it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to be using them. Obviously, I had George Kittle as the power-up, Delanie Walker as a power-up as well, so he got the 49er Chem. We got T.O., of course. Okay, Kyler Murray. We actually could have put Garoppolo back there, but we left Kyler Murray. It doesn't matter. We brought in, Matt Breida back there. All right. I think that was it. And then obviously we have Randy Moss there. He played for the 49ers for a very small stint. We had to use this guy with ×3. You know what I'm saying? I want to make that very clear. I got him for like 100K. After this video, he might raise a little bit because people that see it are going to probably want, if they have the same players, to upgrade their squads. So it might go up a little bit. But, getting the ×3 from him was very huge with Merton Hanks as a theme diamond. As they continue to put more players out that give you additional chems without us having to go crazy, it will become easier. But I feel that that'll be towards the tier end of the year. All right, we go ahead. We have the right outside linebacker. We have Pat Willis. Pat Willis was already there, so it doesn't really matter. All right. What else do we do? Okay, we have the rookie middle linebacker. We put Malcolm Smith out there. No. Jamal Adams has nothing to do with this. Deion Sanders, 49ers. D Ford, Sheldon, Eric. Okay, obviously we have Nick Bosa. He's a rookie premier. I don't know why he hasn't had an upgrade yet. And I think we did the punter, right? To make it 30. Okay, so that's how we got the 30. Now, to the good part. And remember, you guys can just go back, pause the video if you want to see the players I use, and you'll be able to figure it out that way. Take a look at Randy Moss, though. And then also keep in mind that we could still give him another level of sprinter to make him a 95 speed. Like, this is just where he is right now without anything else going on. And let me tell you this, right? When you play guys that have souped up defenses, it doesn't really matter. Even with the souped up Deion Sanders that has a 95 speed, if Randy Moss is pressed and he gets a step, he stays out in front now with that 94 speed. Ultimately, I want to get him to the 95 speed, but the sprinter is just so wild. And, obviously it's going to get a little bit more intense as we go along with it, with the price ranges and everything. I think it's going to be like, what, 15,200 to get the rest of the sprinter players that I need. So I have to be very careful with my spending because obviously my bank account ain't set up like that. But if you just take a look at these numbers, this is insane numbers right now for the game. You know what I'm saying? Because regardless of what happens, like how people are running around playing man coverage, man-to-man, and they're just running around? The reason they can do that is because primarily a lot of the defenses, they have fast players. They got the Slays, now they got Deion, they got Willie Brown, they got dudes that have speed, and they're chemming them up. And that's something that I'll give them credit for. You do see that speed is a lot more important, which is why they took it away from giving you 3 for sprinter and now only give you 2. Everything has been reduced because they made it so that these stats actually matter a lot more than it has in the past. And that's what's creating the, a lot of the confusion with what's happening right now at this time. So as we go forward, I'm going to take a look at some of the players that I just wanted it, primarily for Randy Moss. But T.O. has been unbelievable as well. he's been insane. You know what I'm saying? Like just outright just insane. It's been, oh my goodness, why did I go to this screen? It's been absolutely insane with the way that, you know, it's been. So I just want to go ahead and show you, you know, what he's doing, because, you know, EA doesn't show it to you on both sides. So this is what he's doing. He's doing like a base Randy Moss with that 92 speed. But I want to point out that catch in traffic, sometimes it really, really matters. I don't want to say it matters all the time, but sometimes it does, because this dude has been, he's been literally mossing people like he's Randy Moss. But it's not even all about that. The fact of the matter is his excel is 92, his speed is 92. Obviously Randy Moss has 94 with like I think a 92 excel or something like that. But obviously, like I just said, it doesn't show, so you got to like keep it in your brain from the last thing. I don't know why they have it like that. It's been going on for, you know, a couple of years as well. Maybe they'll update it soon. But with the way that it is with that catch in traffic, that is very, 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 very important. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I did this primarily because Madden 20 is a running game, but when dudes start to buckle down on your run, you got to be able to beat them over the top. And this is the best way to do it. Make your team super fast and wild, and people won't be able to press you. And it's as simple as that. Like it's going to be almost impossible for them to do anything with you, because if you come out in a tight set and you leave Tio or Randy Moss out there with those kind of numbers, it's going to get really, really interesting. So those are the main two that I primarily did it for. Now, when you go over to like a guy like George Kittle, okay, and even if you guys pulled Deion Sanders and you want to like upgrade him and stuff like that, that also works. But I'm going straight offense with this. I wasn't even focused at all on my defense. I don't even care what the stats are defensively. But when you take a look at what this is, right? You have an 83 speed tight end. So what happens is a lot of these players that you play, they'll like, you know, they'll blitz everybody. And then you have players out there that can run. He runs a little bit good with the short route. I'm going to get his medium route run up a little bit, but he can run those out routes. So now with 83 speed, he's taking it to the house. Like he's, you know what I'm saying? Like he's going to the house, like he's going to be there. I can easily make him an 84 speed, adding sprinter to him, but my bank account ain't set up like that. So we're not doing that right now, but it is something that I will be looking forward to doing very, very soon. The same thing with Delanie Walker. Like these guys can actually make a lot of plays because they have good run block, but not only that, they're able to do other things due to the fact that they have decent route running. Like I'm not saying they have the best route running. Like this guy, you know, he doesn't really have that good, you know, of anything that's going on. You know, short route is 79, medium 75. His run block is an 81 though. You know what I'm saying? So he's able to make those plays. And I know, like you guys know, that if you give him the ball, like if he's able to catch the ball and you're able to wiggle your butt cheeks back and forth, whatever, all you guys should know about that now, like going side to side and letting the computer jump out of bounds. And even if it's a real user on the player, they'll just dive out of bounds once you're in front and you start wiggling your butt cheeks crazy. So that's something that you guys should, you know, pretty much be informed of. And even with the warp tackle, for the most part, they still have left it that when you're out in front and you have a little bit of a step while you're running, they usually can't warp tackle you that easy. So I just wanted to point that out as well. So now, as you look at this right here, you know, these are decent things. Like the 79 short route, 75 medium, you know, you're probably like, yeah, that's still garbage. It is, but he can actually run the route. And then he has a little bit more with the boosted speed. So those players getting those upgrades, those are really, really big things. Because the run block and their speed, if dudes come out and think it's sweet, they'll realize very, very quickly that it's not. And then you still have other opportunities to make those plays. You know what I'm saying? Like you can now take it over the top. So changing my squad right now, I know you guys are like, yeah, bro, he really did it right this time. Everybody else defensively, they're just there because I needed them to be there. It's nothing else really going on with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like any of these guys were like, yo, I had to do it. It was something that was necessary. These players were put in these spots to be able to get us to that 25 player for the 49ers. Now, if you guys, as it goes along, want to keep upgrading, that's also fine. Because remember, Nick Bosa, when he gets his upgrade, he's going to be insane. So I could actually get rid of Aaron Donald if I wanted to. Like, they're going to have to make him at least an 84, 85. Because the dude was running through 3-4 guys. Like, you can't just leave him out there and just have him as a 76. His card is coming very, very soon. So maybe he gets the most feared, maybe something jumps on like that, but he will get an upgrade. And when that happens, we'll see how how it's going to work out with him getting that +1 speed, because it might turn out that he, before the year is out, he might be up there with his brother and Joey. He might be up there with these guys, DeMarcus Lawrence, with these finesse moves. and all those things like that. So you guys want to make sure that you're paying attention to that. But yeah, that's primarily what it's for. The biggest issue is, obviously, you have a lot of players. So on special teams, you're gonna have like slower dudes out there, and there's not much you can do about that. That's like the one bad thing about it, because you use the backups in the special team, but you can manipulate some things and see how it works. But usually you're gonna have the slower guys out there that'll be trying, the backup guys, and that's probably the only issue that you'll have. I gotta get Pat Tillman out there somehow though. Why is Pat Tillman just not there? All right, so EA is doing whatever they want. That's fine. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, we've come too far. We're never gonna worry about that. To kind of, we'll just leave it the way that it is. Like, EA is just wilding out. So you guys need to probably figure out what's going on with that situation and get that done. And get your players to be super fast while coming out in the tight run sets and just beating people over the top. Now, when you go to the store, it's very, very easy. Many of you guys already know how you're doing it. I know a lot of you guys have like Dallas Cowboy cam and all that stuff. You guys are very, very experienced with it. But pretty much the way that I did it is I just went to all players. You know what I'm saying? Went to not quality. I just went to team, and then I just started to figure out which players I needed. Now it starts off with the lowest rated, so you can kind of see by position if you wanted to go type. You could do it like that. But this just gave me a raw assessment of like the price ranges of everything that I would want to use. Obviously, you see that I have Kyler Murray there. So with Kyler Murray being there, that makes it so I didn't have to use like Nick Mullins or Garoppolo or anything like that. But this gives you a broad area to just know, all right, they have a lot of players that are available, and you can just go through it differently. And it's very, very simple. All right, you just start going through it, and then what happens is, if you want to get the higher overall players, you can play around with it. Like, you can just if you wanted to use like the heavyweight D Ford instead of the one that I use, because you want to add multiple chem. If you wanted to make him fully powered up and have him like that, that's your prerogative. Especially if you're a 49er fan. I know there's a lot of 49er fan. If you're a 49er fan and you're watching this video, just write Niners, bruh, the Niners. Just write that in the comments. But if you guys want to have it like that, that is fine. For me, I don't care. I just want the player to have the chem. That's it. I'm looking for speed. That's it. I don't care about anything else. So, you go through it individually, you buy them for cheap, and I would take the lower rated players as the backups, and you go from there, because everybody it's going to be like that. You're going to have the lower rated players. So I wouldn't play around with it too much. I would just get it done and then do it along those lines. And I think that before you know it, you'll get that +1 speed. Then you would have to go back to sprinter to get that additional one. And then if you really want to get crazy, you go sprinter ×2. All right. But like I said, my bank account ain't set up like that right now. So we're going to have to hold off on that and figure out how we go from there. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, as usual, drop a like and let me know about it in the comments. Also, you can subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, all at GmiasWorld. And I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.